Hello, this is Howie, and I'm here to help you win with money. Today is Wednesday, December 2nd. In this episode, I'm going to do something a little bit different. I want to talk a little bit about cash flow first, and then from there, I will maybe do a trade or two, and then I will do the copying my transaction log from the previous day because it is a new month, and then you can start tracking how I do on a daily basis. So let's get right to it. Just make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, so that you will not miss any future episodes. So let's go into cash flow. What does it mean? Well, most of the time we use different terminology like a spending plan, or the other word that most people dislike, the word budget. Regardless of what you call it, everybody needs to understand where their money is going. In general, you have money coming in. Most of us get it through work. Some of us get it through some type of payment or a pension or some type of steady income. And then you got to figure out where your money is going, which is the expense. And again, everybody has expenses, things that you buy, things that you agree to pay for. And this is the part that most people dislike. When you ask them, do you have a budget? Most people just guess. They sort of just say, well, I sort of know what I'm spending money on. I spend 150 on my cell phone per month. I spend $100 on gas money, and they just go on, and they just assume they know where their money is going. If you never tracked it, I suggest you actually track the actuals. And one of the things you're going to learn is you probably spend more than you think, even in the areas that you think you know how much you're spending, like gas money. You really don't know how often you fill up your car. Some of us fill up our car twice a week, and if that's 20 or 30 bucks each time, you can do the math, even if you don't do it every week. But if in a month, if you go to the gas station 5 or 6 times a month, and if it's 30 bucks each, you can see some of us are pushing almost $200 just in gas money. So what a budget does, or a spending plan, it helps you see where your money is going, and in this way you can track where your money should be going. Another term that you will hear that's related to budgeting is cash flow. In business, the term cash flow is used. You can either be cash flow positive or cash flow negative. But we're not going to talk about it from a business standpoint. We're going to talk about it from your personal household standpoint. So in your family, whether you have one income or two income, you can figure out whether your family is cash flow positive or cash flow negative. And again, the meaning is the same. Think of your household as a business that you run, and that you're the CFO or the CEO, and that the money that comes in, you're responsible for managing it to pay all the bills or all the expenses, and whatever is left, that will be sort of the cash flow positive, or your business or your household is profitable. Now, if you have expenses that exceed all your income, then you know that your business has a negative cash flow and that you need to borrow money to cover some of your spending. So this term is very important because we do like using this term from a business standpoint to really define what we're looking for. So the goal for next year, as you saw through my slide in the beginning, 2021 is coming up, and one of the things you want to do is prepare yourself for the coming year. If you don't know what your cash flow is, the first thing you want to do is start tracking it. You can use software to track your budget, or you can use paper and pencil or an Excel sheet. Track your spending each day. You log it. Some people use maybe even your mobile phone to track it. But whatever method you use, the first thing is let's figure out where your cash is going and determine if your cash flow positive or negative. So once you do a budget, or some type of spending plan. What do you do next? So the key is to track it for multiple months. You want to find a pattern. Or some expenses only come up once every quarter, or once every 6 months, or even once a year. Not all your bills are charged to you on a monthly basis. So by tracking it for longer periods of time, your spending plan or your budget is more accurate. And what you want to do is be able to make sure that you capture as best as you can. So you want to repeat the process. And over time, you will see a pattern. How much are you really spending on Paneras or Starbucks coffee? Or are you buying extra things every time you get gas? So these are the things that you can learn by looking at your actual spending and comparing it to what you expected to spend. And once you do all that, it's going to tell you something. If you have a positive cash flow of $500 a month, after all your bills and expenses are paid, what does that normally mean? Well, you have a choice now. You can now decide how you're going to spend this $500. You can easily go out and buy a big screen TV, or you can try to focus on, well, let's buy things that add value to you. And what most people do is, at this point, you start figuring out how much you want to invest in an asset. And that's what we do on this channel. A lot of times you see me investing in stocks or bonds or options trading. And the goal is for me to take the surplus cash that I have in the past, I put it into a brokerage account, and now I'm using that cash to do something with it. And my goal is to generate more cash. And today, let's go back to the markets and see what's going on. It's the middle of the day and markets are close to flat. And let's see, can I put on a trade? So I go to my spreadsheet here and I see what's expiring. Now this one is expiring, but I have an issue closing it. I've been trying to close this for a while, but I am not in danger of crossing the short put or the short call. So these will expire worthless, so I'm not in danger. Now the other one here is this SPY. I have 4 contracts with 16 days to go. And again, it is not in danger, but I would like to close this. So let's see how to do that. I went to my ETRADE account. I toggle the position that I have open. This is an iron condor. I'm just going to hit the close button. And there you go. And what it's saying is it will close for 19 cents or $19 per contract. And if I go back here, you can tell that if it's 19, so I collected 95 up front, I will make an 80% profit, or I reap 80% of it so far. With 16 days to go, it doesn't make sense for me to let this expire on its own. What I would like to do is create a new contract somewhere around 45 or 50 days out, and then let 16 days go by and then cancel that. So that's what I'm going to do. So here you go. I'm going to start off with an 18, and then I'm just going to move it up to 19 and 20 to see if it goes. And here you go. Let's place the trade. And I don't think it will go right away, so we'll just start there. And if you see this, it just went across, which is exactly what I like. So now I'm going to create a new one. So we're just going to punch the ticker. It asks you what you're going to do. I'm going to start off with an iron condor again. Let me build this out. First thing you do is you want to select the right date. Let's use the 15. So I'm going to come in here. I'm going to look at the options data. We're going to select the right, first we got to select the right ticker, SPY. We're going to select the right expiration, 44 days to expiration. So let's find the price. On the high end, I think we were at 395. 395 is right here. And you will see that a 395 has a 10% chance or a 0.8 delta. Okay, and on the put credit spread, we're gonna go somewhere down here. I want to be a little bit safer because I want to do more than one contract. On the one with one contract, I didn't really care, but on this one, if I'm doing 4 contracts, I'm gonna risk more of my cash up front. So I'm gonna go a little bit safer. I'll probably pick something like this, point 0.5 delta or negative zero point 0.5 or 10% chance. Or actually, I'm sorry, that's 0.1% chance. So normally on the other one, I think I started with a 305, but I definitely want to go a little bit safer on this one. So let's see what that looks like. So this is what it will look like. It's a small, this is not a lot of money. It's definitely not a lot. I'm not playing this for the big moves. I'm playing this for the, I'm only going to make money based on the time decay. So I don't expect a lot of stuff to happen. The markets may move up and down. I wanted to stay within the range. And you can see it's actually worse than the last one I did. I probably did that maybe a week ago, but I collected 100, but it was a wider, that one was a wider spread by $5 more, and it was still not a good, it's not a lot of premium. So there's very little premium on these, but I'm okay with that. I don't need a lot of premium. I just need to be profitable on every trade. So my strategy is I just need to win. I need to keep my win rate at like 95%, keep on making money, and I will be fine. So I come back in here. I'm going to start off this one with a 62 credit, and then you'll see what it looks like. This is the proceeds. Remember that it always costs me money to close, so I'm willing to close this for under $100, which means I will make money. So let's see what that will look like. We'll preview the order. You'll see what this is. Here's the impact. It takes up $4,000 of my cash, but it subtracts out this additional $239. So that's how you get the $4,000 total. So let's do that. Let's see how long it takes for this trade to go across. Let's take a look. And sure enough, there you go. That one went in. And I got it for 59, I think. And then I gotta copy everything from here. And I gotta copy all of that. Everything from the first. And I'm gonna copy that into the spreadsheet. Okay, I'm gonna paste that here. Okay, you guys see me do this every time, so I'm not gonna bore you to death. I'm gonna use the magic of editing to speed this process up. Okay, I'm done. Most important thing is just to make sure that the month is right, the quarter looks good, the dates are good, the tickers look good. I'll always do this at the last step. I format that, put that there, hit the save button, go to the top, and whoops, I forgot to check the put and the call and the put. I'll fix that first. Okay, fix that. So you can undo this thing here, go to the side. Now normally what I'll do is we'll pivot, and then you should see the new month data. Whoops, that was my fault. We got to add in the new one, and there you go. So that's where I'm at. So slow start to the month, but it's okay. I was probably closing certain positions, so that's fine. And let's check. This one will change now. If I do this right, I want to make sure I add in the month. So let's just hit refresh. Oops, something's wrong. Okay, that's what it looks like right now. Oh, I noticed an error, so let me go fix that. I did receive some dividends, but I have something wrong. Okay, I fixed the data, so I can refresh it again, and that looks better. So I had data that fell off that didn't display, but this looks a little bit better now. And the only way I would know is by refreshing it here, and there you go. So I can tell something was wrong because I'm expecting more dividends to flow in this month. So you can see how my data looks right now. I'm starting off dividends, but I've been closing positions. You can see that, and I'm starting to write some new ones. So Slow start to the month, but it's okay. I think we're going to end the month maybe $3,000, $4,000. We'll see. I don't really set out to go for it. I just do things that I need to do. I manage my position. Slow and steady wins the race. Hope you enjoy this particular episode. I went over cash flow real quickly. Hope you guys are preparing for next year and setting sort of goals and agenda for yourself so that you have some big plans for next year. Again, I'm here to help you. I want you to win with money. I want to be able to help you win with money. So let's do this together. Don't forget, you can do this $1 at a time. It's not about big gains or big wins. You do little steps at a time and you will make it. As always, have a profitable day.